Right, so it was this one. Court cam, top 11 Florida cases.
Matthew Miller.
Now to Miami, Florida, where a bond hearing's underway for 43-year-old Matthew Miller. The previous day, Miller left a gruesome scene at a grocery store after he stabbed two people inside. The reason for the bloodshed?
So he stabbed somebody over a chicken Caesar salad that he was selling.
Yes, you heard correctly.
Over Caesar salad?
stabbed Somebody over a chicken Caesar salad that he was selling.
Over salad?
It's not funny. Could have killed the victim.
Bro, there was probably
Miller
multiple
stabbed
of
an
them. Did you have
employee
to
in the
grab that
chest
one
and another
specific
in the
one?
knee after they confronted him while he was trying to steal an $8 salad.
Oh, he
Miller
stole
was
it.
arrested soon after. The two victims were taken to the hospital in stable condition.
So you shouldn't have gotten involved.
Wait, you're so poor you had to steal a salad? Why a salad specifically? I mean, you could have easily just stole, like, the frozen meat, you know, and you didn't have to stab anybody. The fact that you stabbed someone over salad, first of all. Gotta eat health. Yeah, but stabbing someone over it?
In a salad.
You're not supposed to steal. And you're not supposed to stab people over salad or anything else.
Miller may think the whole
Especially
ordeal
over
is
salad.
humorous,
Come
but
on.
the charges he faces could land him in prison for life.
Mr. Miller, you were arrested for 2 counts of armed robbery with a firearm or deadly weapon, 2 counts of
Show me
aggravated
fix
battery,
now.
1 count of retail theft, 1 count possession of drug paraphernalia.
So do whatever you need to do and let me go back to my cell. This is just nonsense. It wasn't even a real person.
A what?
It wasn't even a real person.
It wasn't
Excuse me?
a real person?
I couldn't hear you. Why don't you put the volume on so I can hear him? What did he say? It wasn't a real person?
Right.
Considering the severity of Miller's charges, Judge Mindy Glazer makes it clear
What do you mean by
she
that?
does not want him released from custody.
For the record, I'm making a preliminary finding of proof evident presumption grade to hold you no bond. Good day.
I don't care what you say, lady. My family is CIA. That means we got authority over you and your nonsense.
Your
Miller
family's
would later be found
CIA.
guilty of 1 count of armed robbery with a deadly weapon and 2 counts of aggravated battery and was sent to a mental health facility for treatment. Next, we go to the Miami-Dade courthouse, where Judge Catherine Pooler's presiding over a bond hearing. The defendant, Calvin Lloyd Griffith, allegedly broke into a local school and stole an employee's car.
Uh-huh.
Griffith was arrested and is here on charges of grand theft, burglary, and trespassing. He also violated his probation from a previous car theft.
Oh, we have a
Griffin
repeat
Jr.
offender.
On page 12. Good morning. Mr. Griffin is charged with burglary, petty theft, grand theft of a vehicle, and trespass. And he's on probation.
He's out on probation, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm on probation. I'm on paper.
Okay.
Office me in
Okay.
here anyway because I smoke weed and cocaine.
Don't admit that in court!
I smoke weed and cocaine.
Oh my god.
The court officials decide to cut Griffith's mic off to prevent him from talking over everyone.
How is it that some criminals are so stupid that they admit to doing other crimes on the record while you're being processed for a crime that you did? Like in real time? Why do you do that?
So the officer,
Okay. You're Calvin Griffin?
Mr. Senator, is the button pressed?
Oh, okay.
As Judge Pooler continues looking over the paperwork, Griffiths continues to try to get the attention of the judge.
Okay, let's see.
What kind of
But
nonsense
with
is
Judge
he
Pooler
spouting?
unable to hear Griffith, he decides to try a different approach.
Oh. Don't laugh at him!
Not impressed with Griffith's twerking abilities,
I'm not
the judge
impressed.
moves on with the case.
state is requesting that Your Honor set the bond, but reset the case in division tomorrow because his actions violate his probation.
Judge Pooler agrees with the state attorney and sets Griffith's bond at $18,500.
And there's a stay-away order from Miami Edison Senior High. If you should get out, do not go back there. You're not a student anymore. Okay? Thank you for coming in.
How do they set the prices for bond? I've always been kind of curious about that. Did they know for like previous things, especially for like celebrities that are like multi-millionaires or multi-billionaires or whatever, they set the bond so low for some reason. But for other people, like non-multi-millionaires or multi-billionaires, they set the bond so high they can't possibly like pay it. And I understand in like certain situations, it's like a suspected serial killer or something, so they don't want to get them out of the system because they currently have a case ongoing or whatever. That's one of the boring parts of it all, but they do have specific calculations. Is it like the severity of the crime and like their personal financial situation that they do it? I don't know how things work in the US. No, it's fine. I've always just been a little curious about that. Because I always notice that specifically for celebrities, they set the bond so low that they could easily pay the bond or whatever, or pay bail. But like for other people that they probably have like average income, but they aren't like as rich as like celebrities, you know? But they set the bond to like so high the person can't possibly pay it. Here in Brazil, the financial conditions of the person are important. Yeah, I don't know if that's the same in the US. But I understand for like certain crimes and certain conditions, like it's a suspected serial killer and there's a case ongoing, so they don't want them out in the public while they're currently on case or on trial or whatever. So they don't want them to like be able to leave or flee the country or the state or whatever. But like sometimes even it's just like petty theft. They set the bail so high for like literally no reason. The thing about celeb bonds being low is due to bonds generally have an abstract total limit. That general limit is normally calculated assuming the common man. We should do a court stream where Clump is charged for war crimes. Okay.
The judge moves on to the next, less entertaining defendant. Judge Pooler looks back fondly on her time with Calvin Griffith.
I want the last guy to come back and teach us how to dance. He's a pretty smooth guy.
We head to Orlando, Florida. The defendant is 39-year-old Jeremy DeWitt.
Uh-huh.
He's been
Oh, wait. I know DeWitt. Jeremy DeWitt was the guy that was impersonating cops, if I remember right. Like he had a whole history of like impersonating police officers. At first he was doing it under the guise of like a funeral company, like he was hired like personnel or hired guard for like funeral services, like if you need to transport the casket, that he would like drive around in front so traffic's clear for the casket transport. But my guy was just so fucking crazy. He was just straight up impersonating cops. He was like pulling people over. I don't remember if he was handcuffing people and like putting them in the back of his car, but he was just like driving around. He would just like fucking like be absolutely rude to people. And like the police knew him. He was like very well known and very popular. And he had like multiple warnings. They arrested him a few times, but they let him go. And then he finally got like caught and was, you know,
charged with impersonating a police officer.
There's like a whole Ted Nivison video on this guy.
DeWitt runs a company that provides private security escorts during funeral processions.
Yeah, sorry, I basically spoiled the whole thing for you guys.
It's a legitimate business that DeWitt is authorized to operate.
Get to me, get to me, get to me.
What he's not authorized to do is direct traffic.
Go past me! Go past me! Repo, take this intersection and keep this under control.
Weave through traffic at illegal speeds.
I just did 110 down this road.
Or, most notably, pull over.
Okay, first of all, police officers aren't even allowed to do like hit that high of a speed on like a commercial or like a rural road unless there's like an active police chase going on. So even if he was a cop, he wouldn't even be allowed to do that normally.
Hey, pull over,
and confront drivers while dressed somewhat like a
like
real
police
officer.
officers don't just break 100 miles per hour just cuz.
What are you doing? What the does it look like I'm doing, dumb? Get the over before you find out.
Stop pretending you're a police officer.
Listen, I know what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. What you need to do is figure it the out before you start talking.
Yeah, this guy was absolutely crazy. He was like on a total power trip.
DeWitt is up to. Before long, he appears on the radar of the real police. And in 2019, after police observed him breaking traffic laws, he's arrested while working a funeral.
Who is this guy? Oh, that's Jeremy right there?
See, he was well known.
DeWitt about the registration
Like he was on everybody's radar.
which comes up as stolen. He becomes livid.
Sergeant, my vehicle's not stolen, Sergeant. I can tell you right now, everything's being videotaped on my body cam, Sergeant. Okay, I have the registration for the vehicle, Sergeant.
Officers search DeWitt and find an arsenal of police gear, including handcuffs, mace, and a baton.
Thank God he didn't have a gun.
Stolen, and we got the tag back from the Orange County Sheriff's Office, and then we registered it to that motorcycle.
But as DeWitt loudly attempts to explain the situation, officers have had enough.
You just chill. If it's an issue, we'll figure it out. But you screaming and yelling isn't going to change that. Well, just sit tight. Okay.
DeWitt's charged with impersonating an officer and released on bond. But while out on bond, police get a warrant for DeWitt's own body camera and find a wealth of incriminating footage, including more pullovers.
Get the over!
And additional confrontations with drivers DeWitt considers interfering in his escorting of funeral processions.
The fact that he was recording everything too. Like he just had like a bunch of recordings of himself driving illegally and recklessly, pulling over people for literally no reason, putting himself and others in danger. Like, first of all, why are you recording it? And second of all, why did you keep the recordings?
Session.
Hi! How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
You must
He had to look realistic if he did get pulled over. He wouldn't even be able to have access to actual police like uniforms though, you know? Like he can't get like a police certified handgun. Like he had handcuffs, he had a baton, but those aren't police certified. Those are just like regular handcuffs and like a regular baton and like regular mace and pepper spray. Not police issued or anything. Like his uniform, it wasn't even like the uniform on the cops and the uniform he was wearing was like completely different. So he wasn't even wearing like an actual police uniform.
miss that it's 45 through there. And
Plus, I don't think his motorcycle that he was riding on even had like the police tag on it or anything. So they'd be able to like easily tell if they ran a place. Yeah, he's not affiliated with the police. What the fuck? He got a Party City costume. Yeah.
I understand you're in a nice car and everything, but let's be a little more mature the way you drive. Let's drive the right way then.
Are you a cop?
Don't worry about what I am because I'm a state agent. So
Also, I don't know how illegal it is it's probably illegal in Florida, but I don't think you can even have like flashing lights on your vehicle like that because it actively looks like you are like a police officer. If you have flashing lights, even if they're fake flashing lights, like from what I know, from what I remember watching a video where someone had bought an old police car and it still had the lights on it. I don't remember if they were using the lights, but they couldn't even have the lights on the car because they weren't actual police officers. They just bought like an old police car that the police weren't using anymore, but he just didn't take the lights down. So you can't even have like similar looking police lights on your car at all.
What you need to do is make sure you're doing the right thing, boy.
The driver pulls away. But it doesn't take too long for DeWitt to catch up.
And he was just stalking these people too. Like if he, like whenever he got like, got in like a beef with someone on the road, he would just follow them. It was kind of scary.
The way you almost hit me, boy, is the way it's professional.
He just kept antagonizing and going after and provoking and going after these people.
How's that? I didn't pull you over. Did I make a traffic on you, boy? Come on, let's go, bitch.
DeWitt's arrested again and brought before the judge with 2 more charges of impersonating an officer.
You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for falsely impersonating an officer.
Once again, is released on bond.
From what I know, he did want to become a police officer, but I don't remember if he did get into the academy and he just like failed the academy, or he didn't even try going to the academy. But I do remember he did actually want to be a police officer, but it just wasn't in the cards for him. So he ended up being like private security for a funeral home, but he just took it way too far and he considered it being like an actual police officer. And he was LARPing, like you said, Salvador.
Thank you, Your Honor. Turns out DeWitt has quite a history of playing cop. He was convicted of the same charge back in 2001. But DeWitt can't seem to stay out of trouble. And after multiple arrests for impersonating an officer, he's back in court again.
Your name, sir?
I'm sorry, Jeremy Charles DeWitt, Your Honor.
This time he's not here for being a fake police officer, but for failing to register a vehicle as a very real sex offender.
Ooh.
In 2005, DeWitt was convicted of lewd or lascivious battery involving a victim between 12 and 15 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Mr. DeWitt, you're here today because you're arrested on an arrest warrant for a sex offender violation, failing to register as required. You're also out on bond on 5 charges of falsely impersonating an officer.
The state is requesting his bonds be revoked on his prior cases, giving the new law violation continued pattern of criminal activity, and he also poses a flight risk.
The prosecution again asks that his bond be revoked. But once again, DeWitt catches a break.
No, I'm going to leave the bonds in place.
As for his remaining impersonation charges, until his trial begins, DeWitt remains free on bond.
Also, that's also like another thing that I hate with our justice system. Like, we know he's a repeat offender. He's done the impersonating police officer once before. He did it for like a really long time up till when he got arrested then. They still gave him a light sentence. Like, if they don't fucking beat these criminals' asses, repeat offenders are gonna keep repeating the offense, you know? Like, you have to like seriously punish these people so they actually learn their fucking lesson. Take him to fucking jail, especially if he's like a child molester. Like, what the fuck?
Stand up and raise your right hand to be sworn, please. Please stand up.
Next, we head over to the Miami-Dade Bond Court in Miami, Florida.
The one sleeping there, you can wake up too in the back row. Number
Where Judge
4,
Mindy
sleeping
Glazer's
corrections.
overseeing
You may wanna
bond
wake them up.
hearings.
Thank you. I have a few announcements. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent all defendants unless you tell me you have money to pay for a private lawyer, or if you are hiring a private lawyer and one is here. Also, please let me know if you have served in the United States military or any of the reserves. Good morning.
Good morning.
Over the next few hours, she'll see dozens of defendants.
You were arrested for second-degree murder.
As they step in,
I'm in the military, Your Honor.
You are?
and quickly step out.
Hi, Mr. Booth. How are you?
How you doing, man? Okay, man.
49-year-old Arthur Booth is a career criminal, charged with burglary, grand theft, fleeing, and resisting arrest.
You have actually 3 arrest affidavits: reckless driving, damage to property, leaving the scene of a crash with serious injury.
With no serious injury.
I'm sorry, no serious injury.
Okay.
After questioning, Judge Glazer explains the terms of his bond.
The bond on count 1 is $7,500.
But the judge notices something familiar about this defendant.
Okay, Mr. Booth, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go to Nautilus for middle school?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry to see you there. I always wondered what happened to you, sir.
Oh my goodness.
They knew each other in middle
The
school.
nicest kid in middle school.
Oh my goodness.
He was the best kid in middle school. I used to play football with him.
Damn, what a small world we live in, chat.
Happened. So sorry.
Oh my goodness.
The surprise reunion between the two former middle school classmates is almost too much for Booth to handle.
Wait, how do you recognize him? I barely even recognize the people I went to high school with, let alone people in middle school. I only remember like a handful of people in middle school. I don't remember people in elementary school. Vibes, I guess. That is sad. Yeah, it's sad. It's such a small world. It is really sad. It's kind of ironic too. Like, you were middle school classmates. One ended up being a judge. Another one ended up being a career criminal. And then, like, one day that your classmate is, like, your literal judge presiding over your case. That's crazy.
Goodness.
Once a promising student, Booth fell into drug and gambling addictions that led him into a life of petty crime, resulting in multiple stays in prison.
Oh my goodness.
Good luck to you, sir. I hope you're able to come out of this okay and just lead a lawful life.
The reunion somberly concludes as Glazer sets bail at $43,000.
Oh my goodness. You. Oh my goodness.
You have an incredibly good memory. You remembered him all the way back from middle school.
And released into a drug treatment program.
Ow! Thank you for following the Midnight Mischief.
2 charges, assault and resisting. You have the public, Mr.
Where public defender Andrew Weinstock and his client are appearing before Judge John Murphy.
Oh my God, the quality.
Defender, what do you want to do?
Have they filed?
They have.
I'm not waiting.
All right, what do you want to do?
What do you want to do? I'm not waiting. You want to set it for trial? Set it for trial.
Judge Murphy wants the defendant to waive his right to a speedy trial because the court's schedule's backed up. Weinstock isn't budging, and tensions are mounting.
If I had a rock, I would throw it at you right now. Stop pissing me off. Sit down. I'll take care of it. I don't need your help.
No, you know what? I'm the public defender. I have a right to be here, and I have a right to stand
I said
and represent
sit
my
down.
clients.
If you want to fight, let's go out back and I'll just beat your ass.
Huh?
They both head to the hallway behind the courtroom, just out of the view of the court's cameras.
Are they?
Believe it or not, they get into a physical altercation until Judge Murphy returns to the courtroom alone.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Okay, first of all, hold on. First of all, the judge and the public defender actually got into a fist fight in the middle of the middle of work hours. First of all, they like actually decided to take the time out of their day to get in a brawl in the hallway. And second of all, the judge won. It's the public defender just knocked out in the hallway right now. Tax money being put to good use. Yeah, I want my tax money to go into to public beatings between the judges and the defendants and the plaintiffs, you know. First of all, wish you luck on your subathon. You're gonna get to your goal, I know it. Also, hello, I hope I'm not interrupting anything on this up. I say have a great stream. You're doing great. And it's amazing that you're working hard for your community, so I hope you know that your efforts are appreciated. Keep working hard. Always remember that your community loves and appreciates everything that you do. Thank you for such a kind message. I really appreciate it. Our subathon's going amazing, so thank you so much. That was so kind of you, thank you.
I will catch my breath eventually.
It's fine. Don't worry. You don't have to apologize.
Once Judge Murphy catches his breath, he continues with the rest of the hearings without Weinstock present.
Your choices,
Bro just keeps going without a beat.
Over our personnel are setting it for trial June 9th, or if you were wanting.
I love spreading kindness where I can go, so I really hope that my message made your day. It did, thank you. That was super kind of you. I really appreciate it.
To waive speedy, we would set it for July 15th.
I would like to get it done.
Guys, don't make me cry. I agree, we love you in your content, so don't think that you're ever disappointing us. You light up my day and make me excited for the next day. Thank you. Don't make me cry, guys. Goodbye. I already cried a little bit on the first day of the subathon. I know I love and appreciate all of you too. Thank you so much for choosing me as your streamer and even taking the time out of your day to hang out with me during my streams. Thank you.
This is possible.
That doesn't.
You guys are amazing.
The incident's investigated by the Florida Judicial Qualifications Commission.
You're okay, I guess. Shut up,
Judge
Sabuja.
John Murphy with threatening to commit violence against an assistant public defender, engaging in a physical altercation with counsel, and resuming his docket while defendants were without counsel. The case eventually reaches the Florida Supreme Court, which orders the immediate suspension and permanent removal of Judge Murphy from his post.
Hey, if I were to make the choice, I'd let him keep his job because he kind of stood on business right there. I'm like, dude, you're fucking interrupting my proceedings right now. Do you want to go? Let's go out. Let's fucking go outside, bitch. Like he kind of stood on business. I kind of respect him for it. The best decision in my life over everything I've done is finding you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Andrew Weinstock later resigns from the public defender's office. Next, we head to a virtual bond hearing in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Judge Tabitha Blackman presiding.
Demetrius Lewis on page 26.
The defendant is Demetrius Lewis. Who
What is
appears
that
remotely.
background? What the heck?
How you doing? How you doing?
All right, I'm good, sir. How are you?
Lewis is charged with possession of an illegal substance and attempted burglary, a felony which could send him to prison for 5 years. But today, he's got other things on his mind besides his legal situation.
Judge, you're so gorgeous, Miss Judge. I just have to tell you, you're gorgeous.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
With the entire Zoom watching...
Wait. Did he say I love you? Bro brought out the L word?
Lewis makes a not-so-subtle play for the judge.
Hold on, can we back up? Hold on. Did he just say I love you?
His legal situation.
Judge, you're so gorgeous, Miss Judge. I just have to tell you, you're gorgeous.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
With the entire...
I was low-key gonna agree with him because she is a beautiful judge. But I had to back the fuck up because he said the I love you. I was like, huh? You know what? Let him cook. Hi, Silas the virus. What do you mean lice? No, leprosy. That's the L word.
Entire Zoom watching, Lewis makes a not-so-subtle play for the judge. Notice the reactions from the other parties, including prosecutor Eric Linder.
Judge, you're so gorgeous, Miss Judge. I just have to tell you, you're gorgeous.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
Maybe Lewis's charm will help his cause.
You got the reference. If any of you don't know, it's from Ice Age. Ice Age 4, I think. Either 4 or 5.
Mr. Lewis, flattery will get you everywhere, but maybe not here.
Or maybe not.
I'm disappointed in myself that I know that.
He's focused on moving forward with the case.
The court finds probable cause on count 1, burglary, occupied dwelling, unarmed. Count 2, possession of MDMA ecstasy.
She then asked the state for its recommendation.
Your Honor, I'm recommending a $7,500 bond, no victim contact, no return. Noting the allegations, Your Honor, there were 3 children present in the home that Mr. Lewis was attempting to break into.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Linder.
Lewis objects, but the judge moves on to
Wait, who did that real-time reaction of what? Was that Lewis?
She sets his bond at $5,000, which is significantly better than the $7,500 requested by the prosecution.
You're gorgeous.
Next, we head to the S. James Foxman Justice Center in Daytona Beach, Florida.
We're ready to go for Keandria Cook, Judge. All right, Miss Cook, come on up.
The woman being sworn in is 18-year-old Keandria Cook. Cook's in court today to receive a sentence for using a dating app to set up a robbery that ended with another teen being shot. The teen survived. Cook has accepted a plea deal that will drop a conspiracy charge, which carried a maximum penalty of life in prison. But counts of carjacking, attempted carjacking with a deadly weapon, and felony battery are still in play.
Wait. The simple conspiracy will land you life in prison rather than the actual crime itself? That's crazy.
All right, come on up, Miss Cook. You get to say the final word.
I just want to say that I'm sorry for being wrong, that her son had to get shot, because I didn't even know he was going to get shot. My boyfriend and his friends get threatened me to do this. I didn't even know what was going on until I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I just want to say I asked them for forgiveness for a second chance so I can get out and finish school, and I can put my mama proud, because I want to be her first child to bring home high school diploma. And I just want to make my mama proud. That's it.
Cook now prepares to hear her sentence as her loved ones look on.
The thing about conspiracy is that some legislations go really heavy on it, as it indicates a higher level of planning and overall lack of remorse. That makes so much more sense. Gotcha.
Ms. Cook, you're before the court for sentencing. A couple of things going in your favor. One, you didn't hold the firearm during these episodes. The second is that the victim luckily survived. That being said, this was intentional. There was an orchestrated ambush, and you are a main part of that. And for that, I'm going to go ahead and adjudicate you guilty of all 3 charges, sentence you to 20 years in state prison. Concurrent as to the first 2 counts.
The crying you hear is coming from Cook's mother. The sentence much more severe than they expected.
Charges. All fines and costs.
It turns out that Cook and her mother's reactions were so intense because they believed the plea deal meant no prison time. Judge Foxman allows her to enter a new plea deal, citing miscommunication between Cook and the assistant public defender. As a
Believe it or not, that actually happens quite commonly. Like, whether purposely or not, they mislead what their actual charge would be if they pled guilty, or if they agreed to a plea deal. I remember, actually, I'm starting to forget about it, but yeah, I'll try to remember. I already forgot about it.
As a result
I'm sorry.
of that new deal,
I think he got good in, and I think he got potential. Don't lose sight of that.
Cook's sentence is reduced to 11 years in prison.
When actions become detached from consequences, that's when madness occurs.
Next, we're in West Palm Beach, Florida for the sentencing of David Anthony. The 44-year-old claims the COVID-19 pandemic, in part, pushed him over the edge and into a violent downward spiral.
And violations saw the COVID pandemic as an end-of-the-world prophecy, an Armageddon that I felt compelled to escape, no matter the cost.
In March 2020, David Anthony tried to convince his estranged wife, Gretchen, to travel with him to Costa Rica, where he believed they could escape the pandemic. The couple had been separated after 5 years of marriage.
Okay.
Gretchen declined, but a few days later, friends and family believed she went missing. Gretchen escaped the pandemic. The couple had been separated after 5 years of marriage. Gretchen declined, but a few days later, friends and family believed she went missing. Police went to her home, but there was no sign of her. That's when investigators put in a call to David Anthony.
Hello? Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Anthony claimed Gretchen wasn't missing, but that she was receiving medical attention at a CDC facility.
I spoke with Gretchen today. You spoke with Gretchen today? Yeah. Gretchen is receiving treatment for the COVID virus.
Unsatisfied with Anthony's explanation of Gretchen's whereabouts, the investigation continued. And then, a breakthrough.
Okay, so he thought the pandemic and the virus was some kind of apocalypse or Armageddon. And he tried to convince his ex, right? To flee with him to Costa Rica. Why would you bother contacting someone that you're not in a relationship anymore? To Coco! Hey! What was I saying? Why would you bother to contact an ex to... Why didn't he just leave? Like, why do you have to contact her? And so when... I'm assuming, this is assumptions. When she declined or said no, he kidnapped her and allegedly murdered her? Why? Like, you could have just left on your own. Like, you honestly could have avoided this whole thing.
In surveillance footage recovered from Gretchen's home, a dark...
Also, even if she was getting treatment for COVID, the hospital would have contacted the family. Like, the hospital would not contact the family if she was getting treatment. They would have let her know. Ex-wife? Gotcha.
Figure can be seen lurking on her patio. Moments later, out of the camera's view, Gretchen makes a muffled cry for help. Then what's done in the darkness comes to light. In the garage, a man wearing rubber gloves can be seen loading items into Gretchen's car. His back remains to the camera right until this moment. Investigators pull this freeze frame.
Hold on. Clearly he knew the camera was there. His back was turned the entire time up until this point, so clearly he already knew about the camera. Yet, this dumbass still looked into the camera? Like, he's not even wearing a mask either. Like, come on.
It is David Anthony, and authorities believe he's just murdered his estranged wife.
Like, bro just looked right into the camera that he knew was there.
Would skip town to Las Cruces, New Mexico, and make an arrest.
You're detained right now, yeah. Watch out.
There's a warrant for your arrest, and I'm going to explain that when we get back to the... Excuse me? What? Homicide.
For who?
Who do you think?
David Anthony was charged with the kidnapping and first-degree murder of Gretchen Anthony, but investigators were still searching for her body.
And what's most important to us right now is to find out where she is. Yeah, I'd like to be able to tell you where she is. Okay. But I don't have that information. You have to ask her. You have to ask her.
What? You have to ask the person that we are currently looking for where she is. What kind of fucking logic is that?
Anthony denied involvement in Gretchen's murder right up until prosecutors offered him a plea agreement. In exchange for disclosing the location of Gretchen's body, the state would lower his charge from first to second-degree murder, which would take the possibility of the death penalty off the table. Anthony agreed to the conditions and immediately changed his tune.
Oh?
Admitting he dumped Gretchen's body in a wooded area near her home after stabbing her to death inside her garage. Police investigated
because you're not gonna face a death penalty, all of a sudden you feel the need to like confess your sins. Yeah, whatever.
The location and found Gretchen.
I kind of hate that, honestly.
Now at sentencing, Gretchen's sister faces down David Anthony.
I would like to say some words to the defendant, whose name and being are not worthy of the air we all breathe. You are a monster. One thing is definite. Gretchen believed in karma. And therefore, we can take some comfort knowing that every day you spend in prison will be as horrific as the murder you committed. You can never be forgiven. You are disgusting.
Before the judge delivers his sentence, Anthony addresses the court.
I've created irreparable damage in the worlds of people who love me. Gretchen loved me, loved me, and Gretchen's family loved me. I disgraced my family. I'm hated by some beyond words, and I brought shame upon my name. Some would call for my death, and I can't offer any reasonable argument against that sentiment. Instead of being a man, I chose to be a coward.
You can't act all boo-hoo now that you're now you're getting the consequences of your actions. Like, come on.
The terms
Can't
of
act all
Anthony's
sad
sentence
now.
were determined at the time of his plea agreement and confirmed by Judge Kirk Volker.
You're not sad that it happened. You're sad that he got caught. Like, clearly he was fleeing the country. Clearly he went after her on purpose, maliciously. You were... First of all, he got caught because his fucking dumbass looked right into the camera. You're sad you got caught. You didn't sad that no, you did it.
Okay, Mr. Anthony, I sentence you to serve 38 years in the Florida Department of Corrections.
David Anthony was sentenced to 38 years in prison after pleading guilty to the second-degree murder and kidnapping of Gretchen Anthony. He'll be eligible for release when he's 81 years old. We head down to Daytona Beach, Florida, where a call comes in to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office.
Communications, Warhurst.
Yeah, I want to report a crime that's about to happen.
What do you mean a crime that's about to happen?
Yeah, there's about to be a crime that's going to happen if my kids don't come back to me, you stupid bitch.
Huh? Whoa.
Judges don't want to bring people to the courtroom.
Gun
pointed at your building.
Sir, what is going on?
Who the you calling, sir, you stupid bitch? Where's your judge warrant at?
What?
You bring that bitch out in handcuffs and I'm going to execute that son of a bitch right in the street. You know I'm going to shoot this bitch. You gonna give me my kids.
Where are you at, sir?
I just told you I'm outside of her building waiting for her to get there in the morning. I'm going to pop a cap in that bitch. You stupid.
Detectives identified...
Hold on, that took me a second to process it.
the anonymous caller and track him down.
That took me like a second to process what he said right there.
Alan McCarty is arrested and charged with making death threats against a judge. whom he mistakenly believes took his children away in a child custody case. Now, a year later, in front of a different judge, his trial begins.
Back on the record, Mr. McCarty, President.
Okay, wait, hold on. So, he was mad at the judge because he lost the custody case. I can probably take a few guesses why he lost the custody case. This guy seems kind of unhinged and a little too aggressive and a little too angry.
He's under oath from the start of the trial. No, I'm not.
At the wrong judge, apparently. So he wasn't even going after the right judge. He was just going after some other random judge that had nothing to do with it. He's also kind of stupid. That's probably another reason why he lost custody to his kids.
Right hand, I'm going to swear you in. You saw this swear? I'm not under oath. Raise your right hand, please. That's your bad finger. I didn't appreciate that.
So you're going to threaten me like you did the other day?
You saw me swear? Threaten you to participate here.
No, you threatened my life the other day. I am not under oath. This is being done unconstitutionally. These all took my kids unrightfully. You want to allow my witnesses here?
Wait, hold on. He sounds like he's just mad at all judges. Because he's also accusing this judge of taking his kids away from him. Like, bro wasn't even involved in that. He like blamed two other judges that had nothing to do with the custody case.
You want to allow my paperwork? Y'all took all my court paperwork.
We haven't started the trial yet.
It doesn't matter. You still deny it. You want to take my kids from me and act like that? You ain't that bitch.
You're mad at...
You ain't the bitch that took my kids.
Holly, make sure you take down what I said. He was sworn in.
No, I was not sworn in.
Yes,
I've never been sworn in this court. Bring the camera back. He's making this up.
So,
Look, I would kind of sort of understand if he was mad at his ex for taking, or the mother of his children for taking the kids in the custody case. Like, I would kind of understand that because your anger is being directed at the right person then, right? But instead, he's angry at the judge that took the custody away from his kids. Then he got mad at another totally, completely different judge and sent death threats and threatened a completely different judge that had nothing to do with the case. And now he's also threatening this judge that had nothing. Where's this guy's anger? Like, what? I feel like he's just tossing the anger at literally anyone and everyone.
That being said, number one, I need to know whether or not you want to be here during the trial process.
No.
All right. Do you want to testify?
No, I don't. This is all being done unconstitutionally, unrightfully.
Do you want to be in the room or not?
Do you want to stop my...
Oh.
I prefer not to, sir.
I prefer not to.
Do you want to be here or not?
Oh, who wants to sit here while you take their kids? This is a conflict of interest. Every right y'all I supposedly have you violated. Can I get some more, please? I got a lot more cussing to do, and I need to wet my mouth.
Do you want to be here when the jury's here?
What the do you think?
I don't know. I need you to answer.
McCarty decides he'll stay for witness testimony,
Because my other answers wasn't good enough.
but is ordered out after continuing with his outbursts. McCarty's eventually found guilty. He returns the following month for sentencing.
Everyone ready to go?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, State of Florida versus Alan McCarty Jr., who is present here today on two reasons. One is to sentence on a jury verdict that had been accepted, but we're also here on an order to show cause, which I would like to address first. First of all, if I haven't...
Why are the actual, like, court cameras, like, just absolutely terrible quality, but, like, the home videos inside the courtroom are, like, so much better? Like, at this point, this isn't court cam, this is home video court cam.
Formally already, but you're before the court, Mr. McCarty, to show cause why I should not for behavior that you demonstrated during the jury trial. You threatened the unborn child of the prosecutor.
What a bunch of lies, you stupid piece of...
Oh, he's still going.
In the back room.
I'm not standing up. Resistance. I'm not resisting. I'm just not standing up. I'm not standing. I don't have to stand.
McCarty's removed again. This time he's placed in a back room with a one-way mirror.
Oh my god, it's not even soundproof?
Sentenced him to 15 years in Florida State Prison. As to count 2, when adjudicated guilty, sentenced him to 5 years to run consecutive to count 1.
McCarty's currently serving his sentence in a Florida State prison.
Christopher Colon.
Our next stop is at the Broward County Courthouse in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
He's been charged with 2 counts of violating an injunction.
Where Christopher Colon appears for his bond hearing via video before Judge John Hurley.
2 counts of violating an injunction?
Colon was arrested and charged with 2 counts of violating a restraining order in a domestic violence case related to his ex-girlfriend. He also has an open pending case in which he's being charged for aggravated battery against a pregnant woman, his current girlfriend.
Oh.
I think I remember you from before coming into this courtroom.
Yes, sir.
I remember.
Less than a month ago, Colon posted bond in the aggravated battery case and went free. So the judge isn't exactly thrilled to see him again.
You're already
I wouldn't be either.
You're already out.
Yes, sir, and my bondsman is willing to take me out again on a bond.
That's very kind of him, but that won't be necessary today because you're not going anywhere.
Well, I'll see you guys in with a lawyer and a lawsuit too.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, bring it back, please.
And you can go yourself too.
Colon storms off.
Did you bring
The audacity some of these people have.
Judge, he's back.
Hi. Good morning again, Mr. Colon.
Good morning to you.
Yes, sir. Wait, Mr. Colon. Yeah, don't mute that. Could you turn that mic back on for me? Turn the mic back on.
You guys can. Okay.
Huh?
I'm being dead ass real.
$125,000.
I can't hear what he's saying.
Your bond on count 2 will be $125,000. Your total
How much is my bond?
$250,000.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I can bond out, man.
Court will also order, sir, on case 14-7168 CF10, you'll be held without bond. That bond is revoked.
With the amount seemingly no issue, the judge has just taken away the bond from the aggravated battery case, meaning Colon will not be able to go free this time. And this really sets him off.
Like I said, you guys, why you guys had it.
Sir, the court at this time is inclined to hold you in contempt of court.
I don't give a. Go ahead, I got lawyers, man. Look,
Your
You got
behavior. Now, I will find you in
Where are
contempt
they?
of court for disrupting this court. Now, I will give you
was already going to find me in tempting court.
an opportunity. Is there anything you'd like to say?
You ain't no Hitler, man. For me to.
Wait, hold on. I was about to say.
No comments. Your
I was about, he didn't have to lean all the way down to the mic. I can hear you clearly from there.
The court at this time.
Like, why do you have to feel the need to like fucking deep throat the mic just to be heard? Like, the mic can hear you, bro.
To 364 days in the Broward County Jail. Thank you very much.
That's why.
Yes, sir. Thank
He
you.
was damn near about to kiss it.
Can I see Mr. Colon, please?
A week later, Colon is back in front of the judge.
Judge Harley, I apologize. What I did, I was wrong. And not only I was wrong for cursing you out, of the deputies hearing me curse you out, I apologize to them too. Your Honor, I apologize real bad, and I'm asking for Accept my apology, please, Your Honor.
Okay, the apology's accepted. It will be converted to time served at this time.
Cologne's apology gets that additional year sentence for contempt cut down to time served, but still gets no bond on the aggravated battery case and serves almost 14 months before he's released.
The drugs were there. I did not put the narcotics there.
Oh.
We head
What
to
we got
Jackson
here?
County, Florida, for the trial of Zachary Wester. The former sheriff's deputy was charged with 67 counts of racketeering, fabricating evidence, false imprisonment, and possession of controlled substances.
Wait. What's racketeering? I feel like I heard that before. Hold on. I can get Jesus Christ. Racketeer. Oh my god. Dishonest and fraudulent business dealings. Mob shit? A pattern of criminal activities typically involving a criminal enterprise used to infiltrate and control legitimate businesses for illegal gains. Gotcha. Guy's a gangster. Got it.
Wester's accused of planting drugs in a dozen vehicles during random traffic stops.
A substance that appears to be an illegal narcotic. Do you know anything about that? I do not.
All of the drivers denied owning the drugs, but yet most were subsequently arrested.
You have the right to remain silent.
Okay, so he was a cop. We see he was planting drugs on criminals to make more arrests.
The arrest caused suspicion internally, and in 2018, Wester was suspended. 3 years later, the case went to trial.
Thank you for following.
He pleaded not guilty to all charges.
This is a case about an abuse of an incredible power, about the abuse of the incredible trust that we all put, and we have to put, in law enforcement in a society.
The prosecution relied on the defendant's own body cam footage to help argue their case. Stephen Van, a convicted felon, had recently gotten out of jail when Wester supposedly found methamphetamine in his car.
Have you ever seen this before? No, what is that? I'm just trying to figure out how that stuff.
I remember he ruined a lot of lives. How many people? Wait. Oh my god. How long was he doing this for?
I'm serious, dude. Anything. What you want me to do, man?
Like the other drivers who testified, Van gave the officer permission to search his car because he claims he had nothing to hide.
And I knew my truck was clean. I knew it was.
While the jury got to watch most of the
I
traffic,
don't know, from what I know, you can refuse a search of your car, right? For 3 years? Jesus Christ. That long? And you only got 67 counts of it? Because he definitely affected way more than 67 people if he was doing that for 3 years. Wait, what was I saying before? I think I lost track. Go back. Oh yeah, I was saying you are allowed to refuse a police search, right? Because technically, like if they were, yeah, because they need a warrant, right? Like you can like refuse it and like tell them if you want to search my car, then get a warrant, right? You are allowed to refuse. At least I know you are allowed to refuse in the U.S. I don't know about other countries, but you are allowed to use it. You are allowed to refuse in the U.S. Like a cop can't just pull you. At least in the U.S., the cops can't just pull you over and then ask for permission to search your vehicle. Because like even if you know there's nothing in your car, like you know 100% you are innocent. Like there's no drugs. You don't even got weed in your car. Like you have literally nothing they can grab you on. You can like refuse it. It's your right to refuse. Unless probable cause. Yeah. They need to like have like a what do they call it? Fuck. Like a report. Like they need to have like a report on you from like someone else, or like an anonymous report on you, or they have like a warrant. If you have like a previous criminal history and they're suspecting you of something and they were able to get a warrant like that. But if you're just like a random citizen and a cop pulls you over, say for like a routine like traffic stop, like you were speeding a little bit, like they can't pull you over for speeding and then ask you to search your vehicle, because that's two completely different things that they're searching for, or that they pulled you over for. They can't pull you over for speeding and then ask, you got drugs in your car, can we search? Like that makes no sense.
I knew it was.
While the jury got to watch most of the traffic stops, some recordings had mysteriously disappeared.
Seriously, huh?
Why in the world would that have been deleted? I wish I knew that answer.
Ironically, body cam footage would become
Acts against the law, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Because that's two totally different crimes that they're now accusing you of. Right? But they can say they smell weed, then check your car without a warrant. But you can still refuse.
become the strongest element in the prosecution's case, especially when it came to Teresa Odom.
Like I know for me personally, I don't smoke anything. I don't drink anything. I'm like the cleanest person on the planet probably. If a random cop pulled me over and then asked me, I smell, and they told me I smell weed, let me search your car, I'm like, bitch, no. I wouldn't say bitch no to the cop. I would be like, if you want to search my car, like I would say something like, I refuse a warrant. You don't have my consent to search my car. If you want to search my car, then please get a warrant. That's probably what I would say.
At first, the officer's polite, even playful.
Like even though I know 100% sure I'm completely clean on that kind of crime, I would still say no.
Bombs, hand grenades, rocket launchers. Okay.
While Odom stands behind the vehicle, Wester begins his search. Notice as he prepares to put his gloves on, there's a small item in his left hand. Prosecutors argue that Wester is palming a small bag of meth, which he claims to find next to a spoon in the vehicle.
I mean, guy, that's pretty clear. Like, even though the quality is completely ass, you can... Like, he didn't even turn his body and then plant it. He got too comfortable with it. That's the problem.
It is yogurt, sir.
I know. Okay.
It's yogurt.
How about this, though?
That is not mine. No, sir.
Okay.
Now, the white small plastic baggie that was in that spoon that the deputy just showed you on this video, had you ever seen that before?
No, sir.
Was that in your car?
No, sir.
As far as motive, the prosecution claims the 28-year-old officer was ambitious and wanted to move to narcotics as quickly as possible. Wester testified he never planted any drugs.
The drugs were there. I did not put the narcotics there.
Dude, in court,
And after
under
5
oath,
days and several witnesses,
under the eyes of the Lord, bro. Come on.
the jury was asked to render a verdict.
You
Wester
swore
found guilty
on
of
the
all
Bible,
charges.
probably.
He could spend the rest of his life behind bars. After 7 hours, the jury returns with its verdict.
In the state of Florida versus Zachary Tyler Wester, we, the jury, find as follows as to the counts charged and the information. Count 1, guilty of racketeering as charged.
The clerk went on to read the verdicts on all 67 charges.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Where did he get so much drugs? Like, actually, seriously, where... he was a gangster. Was he just collecting drugs, putting them in tiny little packets? He just had like he stole it from the evidence locker for other cases that needed it. So a poor police officer that was working a case was probably like, I gotta get this evidence in. Oh my god, where did the drugs go? Oh my god, someone stole the drugs. That poor police officer. Which side are we on in the war on drugs, chat?
Count 7, guilty of official misconduct as charged.
In total, the crooked officer was found guilty on 19 charges.
Count 9,
19 out of 67?
Count 10, guilty of official misconduct as charged.
Including misconduct in the arrests of Van and Teresa Odom. 11 of the 12 drivers filed civil lawsuits against Wester. In July 2021, he was sentenced to 12 and a half years in a state prison.
Oh my god. Sorry, I forgot it was a playlist. But damn, that last guy, that was kinda insane.